Hello, Miss Banks. I'm glad to see you again. How are
Mhm.
you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Yes. How was getting here?
Well, it was a little difficult finding a ride, but I had a few extra dollars. I called a cab and got up
Okay.
here.
Okay, that's good. So let's talk about last week going to the social service office. How was
Yeah.
that?
It was kind of stressful. I really didn't understand sometimes what he was saying. We were there all day. I was ready to go, and I was hungry, so I was ready to go. I didn't want to be there. At the end, towards the end, I was totally done. Um, Real stressful. I didn't really ask a lot of questions, I guess, because I was kind of irritated with how we had to move around, how we were moving
Yeah,
from
back
this
and
to this.
forth.
I really wish that it was just in one room and all that. And then I was concerned because I don't have, a good education and all that. So I'm just trying to find a job to support my kids. And
Yes. At the social service office, I was there with you,
right.
but you were the one doing everything. Um, what problems do you think you ran into the most that really, just got to you?
I think what really was the worst problem was not really understanding what they were saying. I mean, I'm, I don't want to sound like ignorant or like I don't want them to look down on me, but some of the words they were using I didn't understand, and
Right.
you know, it mixed with moving around, I really didn't get a chance to grasp what they were saying.
Okay. Yes. Were there any particular questions you wanted to ask me so I could clear them up for you?
Yeah, one big question that I have was how much education are you required to have, because I didn't finish high school and I don't have a GED, so how would the program work for me?
Okay. Well, when did you get out of high school? When did you stop going?
I stopped going in 10th grade.
Okay. So 10th grade. And let's see. For these jobs that they do have, you do need a high school education or a GED. We can work on that. If that's one of your goals that you want to do, um, they do have education classes that they offer. Um, it includes transportation if need be. Um, let's see.
What about what about cost? Like, how much does that cost? I mean, I am unemployed. My husband's unemployed. Money's really tight. I can probably put food on the table. So I
Okay.
don't want to be selfish.
It is a fee of $150, but if you qualify, there is payment plans. Monthly or whenever you can. There's payment plans, and then if you do have food stamps or some type of government assistance, because not everybody does that does take the education programs, you can qualify for a discount. So it will be like $45, something like that, one time fee. Um,
Okay, so that's a little better than the 150.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
food
they
for
do.
my
Yeah, they
kids
do
for
work with you. They work with you, because this is for low income families.
Okay.
So yeah. Let's see. And on the visit to the social service office, you did bring your cousin with you.
Yeah, he did come with me. Yeah, which we shouldn't have brought him. I mean, he was very impatient. I mean, I was already impatient, but he was really impatient. He didn't have the right documents. It was just,
Yes.
yeah, and that was just more stress added on to the already stress going there. I need a job. It just seems like all my cards are just not.
Yeah, and I do apologize for that. We did have to go back and forth, but
Yeah.
we did obtain the documents. Um, so were there any more questions you had?
Um, Another thing would kind of be, you said they have transportation for, the GED classes and all of that. But as far as employment, like I don't have, sustainable means of transportation as far as to and from work. Um, is there any transportation programs, or anything like that?
Yes, they do offer, well, the state offers mothers, low income mothers, transportation to, the grocery store or doctor's appointments. If your children are sick, doctor's appointments, they do offer that free of charge. You just have to qualify for that. They'll pick you up and drop you off. Is that something that you would be interested in?
Yeah, I think that I would benefit, and also my kids and my family would benefit from that. That's something, of course, I'll be interested in.
Okay, yes. All right, well, I'll look into that for you, get you some more information about that so you can get that going because, I know you have to go places.
Right.
All right, I would like to jump more into your family life and tell me how your relationships with your husband,
Well, of course, I am married. My husband is not employed right now, because of, felony drug charges. So it's really hard for him to get a job and keep a job. It's really stressful because I'm scared that he feels that because he can't provide for his family that he needs to go back to that lifestyle. And, that's something that's always been in the back of my mind, that I'm going to get a call that he's in jail or whatever, and I have to take care of these 6 kids and also have a granddaughter that I'm taking care of as well. So, I have 7 kids. So, but it's just stressful with that. But he is home now, but he's definitely in and out of jail. It's just very stressful. My relationship with my kids is very strong. I'm always with them. I try to show them the best I can as far as education is important, even though I didn't finish. I'm scared that I already feel like my oldest daughter, who is 16, I already feel that I kind of failed in that aspect because she does have a daughter. And she's 1, my granddaughter's 1. And it's really hard because now she wants to drop out of school as well. And I just want to make sure that I do that right, and I'm doing everything I can for my kids right to show that education is so important, especially nowadays. I'm having a rough time getting a job because I don't have an education, so that's kind of stressful as well. I do attend church regularly. I have a really strong relationship as far as with my church family. That's a really big support. I don't feel like I could even be sitting here right now if I wouldn't have reached out to them for the support. With my mother, it's okay relationship. She doesn't feel that I'm making the right decisions as far as with my husband and my children. So that's kind of stressful. And then my father, he's deceased.
Okay. All right. Well, it seems to me you do have a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And you are going through a lot. Is there anything that you do to help combat that?
Well, earlier years, I did have a drinking problem, so I try not to sway to that, but it's so easy to kind of try to go that way. But recently, like I said, I've gotten into church, so I can reach out to my church family when I'm feeling really stressed. And sometimes I just have to go take a minute, in my room to cool myself down. But I do try to stray away from drinking because, I did have kind of an issue with that.
How close are you with your pastor?
I'm really close with him, him and his wife. They frequently help me with the kids, or if I need to go somewhere and I can't afford a cab or anything like that, they take really good care of me and my children.
Okay. What about your husband's relationship with the pastor? Is that like
No, he does not attend church. He feels that it's a waste of time, and he feels that the church life is not going to give him the kind of life that he wants. He wants to be out in the streets. He wants to do that. So it's kind of hard
Is
as far
that
as that.
a fear for you for him to end up back in his old lifestyle and his old ways of selling drugs and just running with the wrong crowd?
Yeah, of course, that's always in the back of my mind. You know, I think I'm scared that one day he's going to just end up in a bad situation and he's going to be killed, you know. And I have 6 kids and a granddaughter that need us to be a family support. And he just kind of seems very distant at sometimes, that he has his own agenda, and you know, it's really stressful.
Okay. Oh, wow. Is there any goals that you would like for your family to make, or in yourself?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I would love for my family to be more of a system, working together. You know, everybody on the same page, and better communication between everyone. That would definitely be something.
Okay. How old are your kids?
I have one that's 16, and she's the one that has a daughter that's 1. I have a son who's 15,
Okay.
and then they're twins. I have another son that's 15.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
Then I have a daughter who's 5,
Okay.
and then another daughter who's 3, and then another son. He is 2.
Okay. Okay. How are your sons doing?
They're good. Boys, they're in high school, so it's really tough, especially having 2 the same age, and then they're kind of a big age gap from 15 to 5, and of course the 5-year-old wants to do what the 15-year-olds do, and all that other stuff.
Yes. Are your older 2? Are they in sports or anything?
Yes, they do play football,
Okay.
and they run track when it's season.
Okay. All right. Your 5-year-old daughter. How's kindergarten for her?
Good. She's having a kind of rough time reading. They kind of set me up with the special ed teachers. They think she's maybe ADHD or something like that, so I'm working with them on that, so it's kind of hard.
Okay. Have you noticed any problems with her focusing?
Yeah, she won't really sit and do her homework or whatever they kind of tell her to do. And I kind of had that same problem with my oldest daughter. So it's kind of like the same cycle again. And once she got on medication, she did better in school.
Okay. All right.
So hopefully we won't have to go the medication route, but if we do, it's nothing that I'm not used to.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, do you have problems with helping your children in their schoolwork if they need help?
Yeah. It makes me very, sad, but my 5-year-old daughter will come and ask me for help, and I don't know, and she's become really close to the pastor's family,
Okay.
and they kind of more of a family unit, and I see her wanting to spend most of her time there. They'll let them spend the night and stuff, but she really gravitates to them, and she's over there a lot, and she kind of helps her with homework. I wish I could, but I know that I have a lot of stuff to do.
Well, what are your educational strengths and weaknesses?
Educational strengths, I've always been good at math. Even though I couldn't, finish school, maths had been something that I've always been good at. I like counting money, of course, and I like, budgeting and stuff.
Okay. What about your weaknesses? What aren't you good at?
Reading and writing, I think that would be one of my weaknesses. as far as with the education. I'm not very understanding of what people are saying.
Okay. When paperwork comes to the house and you know your children's report cards and stuff like that, how was your reading with that? Or
I mean, they usually, I try to get them to read it to me sometimes because, you know, they like doing stuff like that, but really, I just, our reading is not really there. It's like all the words get kind of jumbled up and I can't really understand and get stressed out.
okay. So bringing it back to the educational courses that we were talking about earlier, I will try to help set you up with a focus on reading and writing because you are not the only one out there who has trouble with that, and you know sometimes I do. You know?
Right.
So we're gonna get that going. You know, let's see. How is your relationship with your mother?
It's kind of stressful because she doesn't understand why I put myself in the positions that I am in as far as like having 6 kids. My daughter's 16, she had a baby. I'm with she thinks he's no good husband. Like she just doesn't understand where I'm coming from or she doesn't try to understand. So it's kind of stressful at times. It can be good. She loves her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren, but as far as with me, she's kind of just very disappointed in the life choices that I make. So.
Okay. Do you guys have a relationship with your husband's family?
No contact or anything. That's mainly because of him. He doesn't want. I've never met them. He cuts us off from that. I do not understand why. He even gets really angry when we ask him about his family and stuff like that. So there's no contact. I've never met them. My kids never met them.
Oh wow.
That's kind of stressful.
You guys just don't bring him up at all?
Yeah, like he gets very, very angry when we bring him up. I'm not even sure really what happened, but that seems to be very stressful for him. So I just kind of leave it alone and try to support him. You know, when it does come up. You know,
well, how long have you all been married?
We've been married for 10 years.
Okay,
10 years.
10 years.
Mhm.
Wow. As we were talking and you were telling me about your family and all the things that stress you about your family and things that go on a daily basis, I was making the ego map.
Okay, what's that?
Mm-hmm. An ego map is basically a layout of each individual stressor, really. Every branch has its own person and meaning. Like you said, your husband, he was a felon, and you guys don't really talk to his family and things like that. And your kids have their own branch, and you have a branch for church and things like that. You know, a couple of things that stuck out to me was your husband and his family, and your oldest daughter.
Okay.
Yes. With your husband, you guys have been married for 10 years and you don't know his family. You don't talk about his family. So maybe that could be a goal for you and him to have together and go to counseling. Not even counseling, but just like, you know, a little session where you guys get to, you know, talk about things that you just normally wouldn't talk about, you know, because you are married. And you know, that could be a goal of you guys getting to know his family. And
that would be nice. I've always been curious about, you know, his family.
I'm sure.
I mean, they're my children's grandparents, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. And your oldest daughter, you said that you feel like you failed her because, you know, she's a teen mom. And, you know, she wants to drop out, and you want to stress to her how good it is to have education, how good school is, you know, and that really stuck out to me as something that you all could work on and she could work on and get some, you know, help with,
Yeah.
you
That
know,
would help me a lot. That would help me a lot.
yes, like maybe some parenting courses and some courses for her to understand the things that she could do with a high school diploma and maybe get a trade.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
So, I constructed that, and I'm more than happy to work with you. We have some goals set out in a plan, for the future. And yes, I thank you for coming.
All right, thank you. I'm really excited about getting to work with you further, and we'll get all this worked out.
Yes,
All right,
of course.
thank you.
Thank you.